morning, MountainCare. This is Nurse Julie. I know you're used to seeing me doing health focuses and giving medications, but today we are going to try something new and do a video flower arranging class. So I am very happy to say I have my lovely daughter Abby here to help me. A lot of you know Abby from the center. She is in college, but like all college kids, she's home right now after homeschooling for her whole life through K-12. She is now homeschooling college online. So she's been good enough to take a break from studying for finals to help me with this video. This is part of my yard. It is about 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. These are my azaleas. They're almost on the way out, these pink ones are. And there's some kind of Japanese rose my father gave me that has some variegated foliage, and it's actually a little invasive. But right now it looks pretty with the pink azaleas. And just a little bit of purple creeping phlox. So we'll walk along here and find some flowers to harvest, and then we'll do a flower arranging group just like we do at the center. We'll talk about a few of these things. We've got a few Lenten roses or Christmas roses there that are just about done. And of course, lots and lots of hostas. Got this beautiful volunteer trillium in this garden that I just love the foliage of, and a volunteer fern nestled under this rock. Whole nother story about that rock. Maybe someday we'll talk about it. So lots of hostas. We're here in the east side of Asheville by the Pisgah National Forest, so lots of nature sounds. More hostas up there. There's going to be hydrangeas later in the summer. I tried to plant the gardens for interest in all seasons. This azalea bush is just about to open up, and then have an akuba up there. I don't know if you can see it. That is beautiful in the winter. It has yellow spots on the leaves and is pretty all year long. Here is a beautiful Nellie Mosier clematis. Now, I've never put the clematis in an arrangement. Abby, do you want to cut maybe this clematis, Nellie Mosier, down low? We won't cut many of them because I love to look out the window at them, but we might just cut just one to see how it might, yeah, that's good. How it might add interest to an arrangement. Have some white azaleas up there, and some more pink ones that are getting ready to come out. More Lenten rose. One thing we're going to do is get some foliage too for the arrangements, and I really like these variegated hostas in an arrangement. Do you want to get a couple of each of those leaves, Ab? Yeah, a couple of the white and green, and then a couple of those more yellow and blue-green. She's going to put them in the collecting basket down there.
Not an Easter basket.
Well, yes, we won't call it an Easter basket. Not sure what we'll use. We're just going to get a little variety. Let's get a nice branch of that kind of dark. See, this is why Abby's doing the clipping, because I would be doing the falling and not the clipping if I was trying to. Yeah, that's good, Ab. Yeah, can you find another branch? Yeah, that would be good, those coral colored ones. These have been here for probably 20, 25 years. Some of them. Get a nice big piece if you can, Ab. You can see up higher, there's some rhododendron getting ready to bloom. That will be a pretty show. We won't tape that down off the wall. Oh, to be young and agile again. Okay, put this in the basket, babe. Let's go see what else we can find. Little limited because some of the azaleas are just on the way out and some are on the way in. This is an arbor, I guess that's what it's called, a trellis. My husband built years ago with some locust poles, and we have a hydrangea, climbing hydrangea on it. Never been super impressed with the flowers on it. They're getting ready to bloom there, but never really have given a great show. But it's kind of pretty to walk underneath, and you can see kind of out into the valley. It's still maybe a little hazy this morning. And down here we have some forget-me-nots and some ajuga that's kind of actually washed down from flower beds, and I kind of like this little carpet of flowers in this walking area, so I leave it there. Over here is a deciduous azalea that's getting ready to bloom. It's orange. It doesn't really match the other colors in the gardens, but I didn't know that when I bought it, and now it's really super big, and I just leave it there. Here's a pink azalea. Abby, why don't you get a nice big branch of this pink azalea? Yeah, that'd be a great branch. Way back far, so we have lots of they say it doesn't hurt to prune azaleas. Hurts me sometimes, but I do it on occasion. I was going to show you over here while she puts those in the basket. We have some bleeding hearts. They're also on the way out. And some lily of the valley. I don't know if you ever planted any of those or not. Hey, Ab, can you give me the basket? This is supposed to be a native plant, but I think this is a hybridized. Go up and take a closer picture of that. Maybe cut me a branch, because that grows so fast. Are you able to squeeze in a little more to your left?
With a camera?
Oh, I'll hold the camera. So I think this is called sweet shrub. Can you push back there a little bit? And this grows 4 feet a summer, and I have to, yeah, that looks good. I have to trim this a lot. I have never decorated it with it. I heard that the southern ladies used to put this in drawers and whatnot to make their clothing smell good. Let me take a quick up close picture. Woo. And told it feels kind of straw-like, but I can't really tell. Smelling it, it has a spicy smell. I think they said spice bush, something like that. Anyway, another azalea. Do you want to get, this is a kind of a double azalea. Do you want to get a piece of that, a nice piece of that, Ab? It's hard to decide what piece of the bush, maybe from the back a little bit, you think? I am not a videographer, so please pardon.
Like a lot of it?
Yeah, a nice chunk would be good. Thank you. Well, our basket's getting pretty full, and honestly, this is not usually what I decorate with. But we're going to try it. It makes a pretty basket. We didn't get any pieces of fern, though. We were going to get some fern. Let's go find some ferns, Ab. I'm going to take just a second to scan across this way just to show you We have an iris getting ready to open up. I think some people call them flags. Those will be probably next week. I think we have purple and yellow. And then the dogwood tree, lots of dogwoods in the forest here. They're about on their way out too. And some little rose bushes a little further that are getting ready to give their show. And peonies that, what do they have, about a one day show? And some blueberry bushes that are going to be loaded. Not sure if we'll get them or the bears or the chipmunks. We'll see. A little fire pit. All right, I think, Abby, there were some ferns over here somewhere, weren't there? Oh, there's one. Maybe we can find some of those painted ferns too at some point. Oh, she points right there. We'll grab a couple. I'm not sure. I like to add a little foliage to the decorations. Yeah, get a couple of these painted ferns. I didn't put these here. I'm not sure. I call them volunteers, but I think if they're from nature and they look pretty where they are or whatever, just leave them. So now we're going to walk over towards our flower arranging table to get things arranged. This plant, I don't know what it is. I think they might call it some kind of a carnation. It comes back in these cement planters every year, so I just leave it. And usually fill in with some impatiens or something, fill in the gaps, but this year it hasn't needed that. Same with these ones over here. They're just leftovers from the last few years, so I'm very thankful that I don't need to try and get out and get any annuals for those pots, because it's a little harder to do this year. Still hopeful that maybe mid-May it will be okay to do that. There's our poor woodshed down there that a couple weeks ago, one of those big blows took the roof off of it. We're going to have to wait until a little while to put that roof back on for safety. We don't want to have any sheet metal injuries. You know what, Abby? Let's add a little color. Do any of those, I'm losing, hyacinths. Do any of those hyacinths, are they still alive enough to put in an arrangement? Do you think?
I don't know.
Huh? Why don't we grab a couple and we'll see. I'd like to add a little more than the pinks we have. Okay. All right, so we've got our little table and we've got things gathered. We have a variety of vases. Can you pick up that one that was my grandma's? Yeah, and show the two different pieces. Have any of you seen or had one of these? They call this a frog. And this was my grandmother's, Ruth. And it's kind of fun. I don't use it a ton. Go ahead and put it back together. But we might try and put something in there. We're not going to have water in our vases just to make it a little easier. And then just a little variety of vases. I use I like these. Does anybody recognize what this is? This is just a fancy jam jar. And if I'm going to give someone an arrangement, I often will just use a jam jar. And sometimes I'll add a few glass globs to that jar, to the bottom of it. And it just makes it look maybe a little fancier in the end. And sometimes I'll match the glass globs to the colors of flowers, but today that's all I have, so that's what we'll use. Okay, now we've got quite a nice basket of flowers. Abby says, do you want me to record? Well, I really like to see her on camera better than me on camera. It really kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone to be on camera, but you might be surprised to hear it pushes her out of her comfort zone too. She'd rather be behind a calculator. She's going to be a mechanical engineer, as most of you know. So anyway, let's start with maybe this one here, Ab. And pick a, maybe yeah, I should go ahead and, as much as I hate it. Okay.
We can cut the transition.
Yeah.
Oh, are you like
So,
zoomed in?
I'm not sure what we're gonna do here, because I don't honestly usually use azaleas, but that's what I have. So I always like to arrange for some height, use some different heights. So I'm just gonna maybe put some different heights in. Oh, that's a good long piece. Let's see if I can get it out of the basket. Maybe get some of this dead stuff out of here. Whoops, that wasn't dead. Let's see. We're going to take some of these off, but I'm hoping we can use them in the frog. Do y'all miss the flowers at the center? We're so lucky to have the flowers, and I so enjoy watching Barb and Susan. I hope you guys are watching this. I so enjoy watching you and enjoying you arranging the flowers. And this is honestly way harder on camera than I thought it would be. So this is not working. We are going to try. Maybe we can figure out how to edit this, huh, Ed?
Yeah.
Harvey wants out. I was wrong. Harvey didn't want out. I thought I heard him scratching. Okay, well, we might keep this one simple. Got a little height. And where did those azalea? I might put a little hosta leaf there and another one over here. It's just simple. Just enough to kind of brighten your day up when you walk into the room. Let's move on and see if this frog will work. See, with the frog, you can make just a little kind of a bunch of flowers. So I don't use this a ton, but I like the concept. You could put all of the same color in, or kind of mix it up a little bit. Oh, I forgot about that beautiful clematis we picked, Abby. We'll have to put that in there somehow. I think I'm going to mix this up a little bit and give a little dark pink fuchsia. Is that what this color is, Ab?
Fuchsia? Sure.
Fuchsia?
We'll call it fuchsia.
I forgot. Abby's not very good at colors, but she can tell you what size screw something needs to work, because that's what the engineering mind she has does. You should see her go with a screwdriver or a drill. Okay, well, what do you think? Some more holes to fill. We could make it more full, but I think that looks pretty.
Yeah.
Grandma Ruth, love you. Okay. How about we do something with this one? Somehow, I think we can make that the focal point. I've never used this stuff before. Oh, that's pretty. Oop. Maybe a little too tall. hosta,
A
or not
little
hosta,
windy.
fern, painted ferns. What do you think? Turn out pretty nice?
Yeah, he's down a little bit.
I kind of like it down to give all levels of interest, but that's what makes the world go round. Okay, I'm going to move this over here, and we will do one more. I think we'll do this one. Of course, I do have this tiny one. Does anybody recognize what this is? I don't know if they still use these, but that's a Cracker Barrel syrup bottle. And once in a while, I will put a few little flowers in that syrup bottle, in just a little space. So, kind of fun. You can use different kinds of bottles, and it's still, yeah. One thing I like to do with a little thing like that is maybe take a little ribbon, if it's going to be a gift especially, and tie that ribbon on into a bow. Makes it just look just a little fancy as the gift. Sometimes it's nice just to give someone something just to say I'm thinking about you. It doesn't have to cost any money. So, I think this is too long. This is just that fancy jam jar from Aldi. We got the nice bottle of jam, strawberry, maybe even organic jam from Aldi. And it came in that jar, and it was a nice size, so I washed it up for flowers. I'm going to mix up a couple different azaleas. Here's some of that coral one we picked. A little too much for that little jar. We'll put in how's that on camera, babe?
Nice.
Does it?
Colors are a little hard to differentiate.
Are they?
This is a different color than this, but
Yeah,
it's
I
a
was
little
going
hard
for
to
a kind
tell.
of a multiple tone now. These, what are those? What did I say? Hyacinths are a little bit spent, but if I was making the vase for the house on just a day I wanted a few flowers, I might add something for a little contrast and a little height. And then we have a few of these ferns that came up from the forest in that flower bed that I might stick in. This one looks a little long, I think. We'll try it. What do you think?
I like that.
Do you? So, if you want to do this at home, you can. I think most of you probably have some bushes growing, or your neighbors, with their permission, might have some bushes. When you're on a walk, you could harvest a few. If you don't have a vase, you could use a jelly jar. Maybe you have a ribbon you saved from a package. I like to usually, if I put a ribbon on, match it to my flowers, but I didn't have any pink ones. Just a nice way to relax, and then when you walk into the room, it just kind of feels good. So thank you, Abby, for helping me, and now Abby and I are going to try and go in and get this edited and ready to get out to you. So I hope you guys have a great day. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. Try and spend some time outside and enjoy your families.